Hello everybody, and welcome to the CrossFit Linchpin private track. Thank you so much for joining our amazing community. The purpose of this video is to arm you with the tools and knowledge so that you can absolutely maximize your experience, because there's probably a whole lot more going on that you can benefit from that you're not even aware of. So the good news is you only have to watch this video once, then you're good to go. You can always go back to it if you want as a reference. I post this every Monday in the private track as you scroll through the workouts. So the start of every new week, this welcome video is there. And if you've already watched it, you're good to go. So let me introduce myself. My name is Pat Sherwood. I own CrossFit Linchpin. It is my pleasure to help you in your long-term health and fitness journey. I'm right there with you. I've been in the CrossFit space for over 16 years in arguably every conceivable facet that you can think of, from CrossFit Health to Flowmaster on seminar staff all around the world, to the media department, to interviewing people, to programming for CrossFit.com, to programming for events at the CrossFit Games, to owning an affiliate. I mean, working with young folks, working with older folks, you name it. And I use all of that every day to provide you with the absolute best programming and the truth about what you need to do to be happy, fit, and healthy. My previous occupation, I was formerly a Navy SEAL, so I take some things that I learned from that community as well, temper them with reality, present them to everyone. So there's a great mix going on here. My wife is also doing CrossFit with me every day. She's far fitter than I am. I went to the games in 2009. She went to the games in 2013 and 14 as a working mom with 2 kids at home. She's a tremendous athlete, former D1 full ride scholarship gymnast to the University of Washington. And as I make this video, we have 3 kids and 2 dogs and a very full life. We've got 2 boys, 10 and 11, and our daughter, again, as I film this, is only 12 weeks old. So time is precious, to say the least. When we get into the gym, we want to maximize what we do and get the most bang for our buck. And that is why CrossFit Linchpin is for real people with busy lives who want to get very fit and not waste their time. So let's dive into it. I've got a list of notes here on the side because I want to make sure that I don't miss anything. So when you see me glance over here, that's what it's about. I'll stay on track. We'll get this video done, and then you can start enjoying everything that we offer. The purpose of this video, that'd be a good thing to cover. Primarily education. There's so much that we offer you and give you that I want to make sure you maximize it. And every day on the private track, when you access it with the Beyond the Whiteboard app or on your laptop, there's a video that I make for every workout that day, and you can watch that video. It's usually a 4 to 8 minute video, okay, depending upon what the workout of the day is. If you watch one of those videos, you'll find it very helpful. But if you watch that video day after day, week after week, and month after month, you may not even realize it, but what you're getting is an incredible and invaluable education about all things CrossFit, why we do what we do, how you should attack workouts, what's a good scaling option for this, what if I don't have this piece of gear? It'll be getting into your head, and then little by little, as the weeks and months go on, it'll become so much easier for you to make decisions about what's appropriate for you. And then if you find yourself traveling or somewhere that you're outside your normal environment, you'll be armed with the knowledge to make a great decision, get in a great workout, and be good to go. So please watch those videos that I post each day for the workout of the day. Let's see. And those videos will also arm you with, if you find yourself between options, we give various options for the workout of the day, 5 of them, I believe. Let's say you're between a couple different posted options. You needed the scaled option, for example. Maybe that was a bit too scaled for you. You need to bump it up a bit. You'll know how to do that. Or you'll need to scale the scaled option even just a little bit more. That'll be good to go. And you can just make that modification in the btwb app, make a little note in the notes section as to what you did and how it worked out for you, and then you have it there forever and ever. And you're always authorized to do that, to modify the workout to meet your needs. At Linchpin, we like to say, you're always authorized to make a smart decision, and we truly mean that. So, the first thing that you will see when you open up the app every day and check out the workouts is the warm-ups. The warm-ups are fantastic and they're very straightforward, okay? But if anything in the warm-up is unclear to you, a simple YouTube search or Google search, we've got on the CrossFit Linchpin YouTube channel a bunch of instructional videos. You'll be able to find anything that maybe you don't know what an inchworm push-up is. You'll be able to check it out very quickly and be good to go. For the warm-ups, feel free to modify them. And what I mean is, do a bit more, do a bit less to make sure you're warmed up. They're a great general warm-up, but for example, let's say a particular warm-up is 4 rounds for time. I might, and I usually do the whole warm-up. My wife, if she's working out with me, she might stop at 2 or 3 rounds and be like, I'm warmed up, I'm ready to go. So if you don't need the whole warm-up, you're good to go. Stop when you're warmed up. If you need to do an extra round to warm up, do that as well. If you need to do some practice rounds or something after the warm-up to feel good, of course, authorized to do those. The only thing I will say about the warm-ups is you'll see at least once a week, maybe twice, the Bergner warm-up posted, and that is from world-famous Olympic lifting coach Mike Bergner, and it's for the barbell snatch. And it's a fantastic way to practice the snatch on a regular basis without unnecessarily snatching all the time, getting under loading all the time. It gets it into your head, into your motor recruitment patterns, and it's a tricky way to get you good at the most technical thing you can do with the barbell without, again, snatching all the time. And if we post it on a day that we're snatching, that might make sense to you. But you might see the Bergner warm-up posted on a day that there's not even a barbell in the workout. That's not a mistake, because the Bergner warm-up is not just a great warm-up for the barbell snatch, it's a fantastic head-to-toe total body warm-up, almost regardless of what you're doing, so we love it, and you'll see it regularly. Okay, the workout of the day. In the video, in the workout of the day, I'll discuss what we have going on, the purpose, the intent behind it, what was going through my head, maybe how you should break it up, how you should scale it, where I would see maybe a particular number of reps of a certain movement somebody should have if they're thinking about doing it prescribed. If not, you might want to contemplate the scaled version. So there's a lot of good stuff going on there. So that's the first option we present you, is just the workout of the day, the prescribed workout of the day. The workout of the day could be a mixed modality, multi-round workout, such as involving running and thrusters and pull-ups or something like that. Or it could be just a classic heavy day, 7x1 back squat, 5x5 deadlift, something like that. On the heavy days, there'll be another video specific to heavy days, and you should watch that video if you have not. It's everything about heavy days, warming up, choosing the loading, how long should you rest between sets, should you go up, should you go down across a 7x1, for example. What if you haven't established a 1 rep max yet for a particular lift? When should you establish a 1 rep max if it was like a 5x5 day? All of that stuff is in the videos about heavy days, and those will be posted on every heavy day. So if you haven't checked that out, watch that. And again, it's another video that you could just watch once and be good to go, but it will be on every heavy day for reference if you need it. For the workout of the day, we will also give you goal times to shoot for. We'll give you 2. There'll be a more likely time, and that's what most of us will be shooting for, even after 3, 5, 7, 10 years of CrossFit. Most of us will be going for the more likely time. There's also a super fitness robot time, which, as the name implies, is a very challenging, highly aggressive, but yet humanly possible time. We dangle it out there as a carrot. Some people like to go after it. Some people get it every now and then. Good to go. But if you don't get the super fitness robot time, don't feel bad about yourself. The overwhelming majority of the population won't. We'll be around the more likely time. The more likely time can also be used as a good metric as to whether or not you should scale. If maybe a certain workout has a more likely time of 12 minutes and you look at the workout and you're like, okay, a round's going to take me about this long. You're like, there's no way this is going to be 20 minutes for me. That would be a good indication that you should probably consider scaling for that workout as well. A good thing to know about the goal times is that they're soft boundaries. They're not hard boundaries. So let's say the super fitness robot time was 10 minutes. The more likely time was 15 minutes. That doesn't mean at 15:01 the workout was a failure and you chose poorly. And it doesn't mean that it's 16 minutes or 16 and a half or maybe even 17 minutes. You've got some wiggle room in there because everybody's a little bit different, okay? Now, if the more likely time, let's say it was a short, intense workout, the more likely time was 5 minutes and you come in at 9 or 10, yeah, okay, you missed the intended stimulus of the workout. Let's take a look at that. Make some notes in the Beyond the Whiteboard app, and next time it comes around, we're armed with more information to make a better decision. But if the more likely time is 15 minutes and you come in at 16:30, you're just fine. Again, they're soft boundaries and guidelines, not rigid perimeters covered in barbed wire and landmines. Okay. If the workout is an AMRAP, the goals will be a number of rounds for both more likely and super fitness robot. And if it's a lifting day, we'll give you percentages. Scaling is cool. We say that all the time at CrossFit Linchpin, and we very much mean it. We love scaling. Even after 16 years of CrossFit, I do 5 workouts a week. I scale at least one of those workouts, regularly 2 out of the 5 workouts. Scaling does not mean you did a lesser workout or a less effective workout. As a matter of fact, more people should probably scale more often. Scaling is not a bad word. It is a very intelligent thing to do that will keep most people feeling good longer, working out longer, and help them advance their fitness goals. So scaling is cool. We love scaling. You're in good company here. Then the next thing we'll have a scaled option for the workout of the day. So if maybe the workout of the day was Fran, 21-15-9, thrusters and pull-ups, 95-pound barbell for men, 65 for women. With pull-ups, the scaled option might be 21-15-9 of a lighter thruster and probably ring rows instead of pull-ups, so it's very accessible to everybody. On a scaled option, we will also post a video, let's say that pull-ups were involved, and we had ring rows for the scaled. We'll post a video on how to get a pull-up in case you're working towards your first pull-up, so there's some great information in there as well. Now's a good time for let me mention that Beyond the Whiteboard, as part of your subscription, you obviously get Beyond the Whiteboard included, which is tremendous. In the Beyond the Whiteboard app, you have access to a bunch of specialty programs, whether you realize it or not. So go to the home screen on your Beyond the Whiteboard app. Then in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, there's 3 lines. Tap on those 3 lines, a drop-down menu will come out. One of the things will say programs. Tap on that and you'll see over 15 specialty programs. Basically, expertly laid out linear progressions for improving your top end on deadlift, back squat, clean and jerk, snatch, you name it. There's body weight movements in there as well. Get your first pull-up, your first muscle-up, your first 5 feet of handstand walk, your first handstand push-up, your first toes to bar. They're amazing, so feel free to layer those. I wouldn't layer in more than one at a time, but feel free to layer one of those into your training as needed if you see the desire to do so or the need. Now, I mentioned the prescribed workout of the day and the scaled option, but there's something in the middle. That thing in the middle is called the wild card option, and as it implies, it generally falls between the scaled and prescribed option. And the wild card option, it's kind of up to my discretion. I could reduce the loading, I could reduce the complexity, I could modify the rounds, and I'll give you an example of what it might be. So going back to our Fran option, the earlier Fran option, there's plenty of people that maybe they've got some pull-ups, okay, and they can maybe move the prescribed loading on Fran, but Fran's big sets, it's a 21 and a 15 and a 9, and it's supposed to be a shorter time domain, higher intensity workout, and they're like, I could do 21 thrusters or 21 pull-ups, but man, I'm going to take a ton of breaks, that's going to kill my intensity. On a day like that, I mentioned what the scaled option might be. The wild card option might be keeping the prescribed loading, 95-65, and keeping the kipping chin over bar pull-ups, but instead of having Fran as 21-15-9, we would make it 5 rounds for time of 9 thrusters and 9 pull-ups. So by the end of the workout, you're getting in exactly the precise same amount of work as Fran in a 21-15-9 fashion. The numbers come out the same, but you're doing it in smaller chunks of work at a higher frequency, which might allow a lot of people to keep moving, and that's a wonderful thing. So the wild card option is going to be a very popular option for some folks. Let's see. The limited equipment option. The limited equipment option, that's our dumbbell workout of the day, our zombie apocalypse team, if you will. For the limited equipment option, we figured that they don't have any fancy gear, no rowers, no air bikes, no barbells, no bumpers, no ropes to climb, no high rings, none of that stuff, not even a box to jump on. We figured they have a pair of dumbbells, a sturdy pull-up bar bolted to the wall, a set of gymnastics rings, not even hung from the ceiling. If you can, great, but we assume you can only hang them from the pull-up bar, so they're low, like dip height, and then a jump rope. That's it. With that modest amount of gear, tremendous, life-changing, phenomenal fitness, all you will ever need is available to you. And so we post a limited equipment option workout every single day to include heavy days. So if it's a 5x5 back squat, the limited equipment crew is doing their own unique heavy day with just a pair of dumbbells, and they will not be shortchanged. And I will even say, if you have access to all the gear in the world, I would do the limited equipment option at least once a week just for the variance. The variance will push you forward, and those heavy days are no joke. People who are comfortable with barbells are capable human beings. If you have, so for the dumbbell loadings, we generally assume that most people have a pair of 50-pounders for the men and a pair of 35s for women. That's what most workouts are based off of, because when dumbbells made their first appearance in the CrossFit Games Open several years ago, those were the prescribed loadings. That's what most people bought. However, if you have other dumbbells available to you, as I said before, you're always authorized to make a good decision. So feel free to bump up or down the loading as it makes sense for you. Let's see if I forgot anything. You'll limited equipment option, if you take the first letter of each word, L-E-O, it's Leo. So you'll frequently hear people refer to, I did the Leo today. What's the Leo? They mean the limited equipment option, the dumbbell workout. Let's see. Okay, here's something good to know. So let's say, we put demo videos of movements in the private track as well. And let's say that we're sticking with Fran. The prescribed workout, 21-15-9, thrusters and pull-ups. There'll be a video showing a barbell thruster and a video showing a kipping chin over bar pull-up. Now, the wildcard option also had thrusters and pull-ups. Well, those videos are in the prescribed workout of the day because the movements are the same, so we won't put those same demo videos in the wildcard option. We moved down to scaled. Scaled was a lighter thruster and now a ring row. Well, the thruster is the same, so a thruster demonstration video won't be there. It will still be with the prescribed workout of the day. But since the ring row is new to that option, a ring row video will be with the scaled. And if we carry that down to the limited equipment option, they've got a pull-up bar, so they're going to be doing pull-ups, so there won't be a pull-up video that lives with prescribed, but they'll be doing dumbbell thrusters. Well, that's new and different, so they'll have a dumbbell thruster video. So again, the videos stick with whatever the first workout was that covered that, and then any variations that have different movements, those get a video included as well. Okay, and the final option we have is the no equipment option. So we give you a prescribed workout of the day, a wildcard option, a scaled option, a limited equipment option, which is dumbbells, and then a no equipment option, which is just like it sounds, no equipment needed. You just need yourself and planet Earth. So if you are traveling, if you're at home, whatever it happens to be, you've got a workout that you can do. As long as you have a good attitude and planet Earth, you're all set. Once a week, we post a workout and we give you the option to do it not for time. So maybe the workout is 3 rounds for time. It would be posted as 3 rounds for time or not. Meaning, if you woke up that day feeling great, you want to get after it, you want to do it for time, by all means, please do. But here's your option once a week to not run the clock. Not running the clock once a week has been one of the best things happening in Linchpin. People absolutely adore it, myself included, because, trust me, as a CrossFit nerd, I understand the importance of data, understand the importance of the clock. However, living under that suffocating pressure of the clock day in and day out, year after year, can sometimes suck the fun out of fitness for some people and just make you dread going into the gym, looking at the clock again, and I was 2 seconds off from my last workout, the sky's falling. That's not fun. If you're not having fun, you're not going to stick with it. So once a week, we give you the option, don't run the clock. You'll still get fit. You'll be fine. You'll do functional movement. You'll get your heart rate up. You'll touch some loading. You'll move at whatever pace you feel like moving with no external pressure, and it is such a nice physical and mental break and stress relief. I think you'll really enjoy it, and I think it'll be one of those things that keeps you working out for a very long time. You should always, by the way, feel authorized to not run the clock on any darn day that you don't want to run the clock. You don't want to run it all week? Don't run it all week if that's just how you're feeling. You'll be good to go. You're still working out. You're still moving the needle forward. But some people won't do it unless we specifically tell them, so once a week we give you the option. And this helps with consistency, and consistency is key. Consistency is amazing. I tell you what, I truly believe CrossFit Linchpin is the most effective and fun workouts you can do, period, hands down, in the whole world out of all the programming out there. But it's not magic. You have to do it week after week, month after month, year after year. So anything which aids in your consistency, that's just golden. And not running the clock once a week, it helps with consistency. Okay, we're almost there. Hang in, we're almost there. Again, you only have to watch this video once. Just have a few more topics. Optional accessory work. So every day I post accessory work, and every day I say that it's optional because it truly is. You do not need to do accessory work to get fit. Period, end of story. You could go your whole life, never do an accessory work session, and be just fine. So please know when I say that it's true. Because some people have a compulsion that they have to do everything written down on the paper, and more is better. It is not. More is not better. And if you're not ready for the accessory work, which is a dose, it will leave you overtrained or under-recovered, however you want to say that. You'll start sleeping poorly. You'll start dreading going into the gym. Your fitness will start backsliding, and you won't understand why. You're like, I'm doing all this extra stuff. It should be going well. That's not how it works for everybody. Again, more is not better. But if you want some extra volume, workouts, skills, it's there, and it's intelligently laid out based upon where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. And it could be a great way to break through any sort of plateau with your midline, with your barbell work, with your conditioning, with body weight movements. It's fantastic. If you're not sure, you want to experiment, well, you don't have to jump in all the way. Again, scale it. Do it every other day. See how it treats you. Do half of it. See how it treats you. Reduce the loading, reduce the rounds, reduce the reps. See how it treats you. Give yourself some time, then adjust as needed. Let's see, did I miss anything there? No, that's it. It is truly optional. All right, cool down and stretching. Every day we post cool downs and stretching. The cool down is generally the same, 5 to 15 minutes, casual walking, jogging, biking, or rowing. During that time of just easy cooling down, it can be a good idea to do some repetitions that mimic the range of motion that was in the movement to kind of just help get the lactic acid out of your system. So if maybe we did squatting in the workout and you're just casually pedaling the air bike for 10 minutes, if you hop off once a minute, do 5 slow air squats, hop back on, pedal for a minute, 5 slow air squats, hop back on. That can be a really nice way in the cool down to help make sure that you feel the best possible tomorrow, and you can just, replace air squat with whatever the movement happened to be. Mimic what you did during the workout, during the cool down gently. It's a great way to do it. And then we traditionally give you one upper body and one lower body stretch a day. If you have a stretching protocol that you love, you can stick with it. More power to you. But for those people that need some guidance, we give you one that's just tried and true. Not flashy, not fancy, tried and true. And you can go ahead and do it every day, and life will be great. You'll see a recurring theme here at Linchpin. We don't care about flash. We care about what's effective. And one of our mottos is, we do what's popular, not, excuse me. The video's been too long, sorry. We do what's effective, not what's popular. We just care about what works. Don't care about what looks cool on Instagram. What works. That's what we want to do. Okay, finally, if you have an individual subscription, not a gym owner's subscription, but an individual subscription, then you get access in Beyond the Whiteboard to the Squads feature. So again, go to that home screen, bottom left-hand side looks like a little house. Right next to that little house is an icon that looks like 3 people. If you tap on that, that's the Squads feature. It'll connect you with everybody in Linchpin from all around the world, and you can interact and share stories, and it's fantastic. However, if you have an individual subscription to the Linchpin private track, where I really want everybody to go, please trust me on this one, it's going to sound crazy, have to join our private Facebook group. You have to. The CrossFit Linchpin private track closed Facebook group is a utopia. You'll think that I'm crazy because nobody says utopia and Facebook in the same sentence, but that was not a mistake. The community there is real, and it's unlike anything you've ever experienced. The people are positive, authentic, genuine, supportive, amazing. They're from all around the globe, all backgrounds, all languages, and there's no drama, no politics, no egos, no bad attitudes. I'm not exaggerating. I'm serious. We've even had people who've been off Facebook for years start a new private Facebook account just to check out the private Facebook group. Nobody has been upset about it. They all thought that I was exaggerating, and they realized that I wasn't. And in that Facebook group is where the overwhelming majority of communication takes place. I'm in there every single day communicating with everybody. And we do different things on different days that are super fun, from sharing recipes, community bulletin boards, the Ask Me Anything. I post that in there. Members in the Facebook group submit their questions. The most upvoted ones get answered live every week. Every Friday, I do a video about modulating intensity for the upcoming week. We'll talk through the next upcoming week's workouts and how I plan personally to modulate my intensity, meaning what days am I going to really get after it with high intensity, what days am I going to hold back and go low or moderate, because again, you're not supposed to go 100% every day. That's not sustainable. You won't be working out like this in 3 to 5 years if that's what you're doing right now. You have to modulate your intensity, and that is a key to longevity and sustainability. We're all about that at CrossFit Linchpin. So once a week in the private Facebook group, I submit a video for the upcoming week's workouts, and we talk about that critical piece of the puzzle, modulating intensity. And lastly, 2 things. The website, CrossFitLinchpin.com, we have a frequently asked questions segment page. Most common questions are there, so go ahead and check that out. We've got a YouTube channel where there's a lot of great information there. We've got a podcast, Linchpin Conversations. And that's it. Wow. I know that was a lot. Thank you for sticking in there. You only need to watch this once. All I can say is I am right there with you. I'm doing the same workouts. I'm modifying, I'm scaling, I'm pushing on some days, I'm holding back on others. I'm not running the clock here. I'm taking my rest days. I will see you in the Private Track Facebook group. We will march down the road of long-term health and fitness together. Thank you for being a part of the Linchpin community. And let's do some workouts.